Aviation is one of the biggest growth sectors in Ireland right now. It's a sector in which Ireland plays a very large part globally, and in many ways we punch well above our weight in this area. So today there are about 25,000 people directly employed in aerospace, including airlines, maintenance, aircraft manufacturing, design, software in the country. And there's probably about 50,000 jobs dependent on it in the country at this stage. I think there are huge opportunities in aerospace and aviation in Ireland today, and they continue to open up as the industry grows. And many of the reasons for this is our location, the fact we're a European-based country with very competitive costs, a cost base that's basically been reinvented in the last 3 years, very low corporation tax environment, very low bureaucracy, levels of bureaucracy and red tape, which means it's very easy to come and set up a business here, a very open and transparent environment, and a workforce which is skilled in every segment of the business, from aircraft engineering right through to software and finance and legal, which is one of the reasons why 6 of the 10 biggest leasing companies in the world are based here today. If there was ever a good time to start a business, it's got to be when you're in a situation like Ireland is at the moment, with its competitiveness very high, with wage expectations being very, very realistic, with a huge willingness to work and work hard, and people generally looking to be part of a success story. I think where Ireland scores from our point of view is that the environment and all the factors that would impact on a location here tend to be managed in a way that leaves it open and favourable at all times. In terms of barriers to growth, I don't believe finance is a barrier to growth. For a company that's able to produce the right numbers, it's able to attract investment. It's a pretty vibrant investment community. The banking sector has been badly hit by the property debacle, but at the same time, from a business perspective, banks are suddenly interested in business. So it's very much a question of where you're going to find your cheapest money. One of the skills gaps that we're trying to address from an educational point of view is the whole mathematical and science skills, where we believe that there can be a lot more done here in order to bring Ireland ahead and to keep us ahead. I think, and I would welcome that as an engineer. I think there's not enough skills being developed in this area at a young age, and I think Ireland needs to, develop its people more in the area of manufacturing and creating products. Where do I see Ireland in the next 10 years? For sure, I think with the current impetus that we've seen, and over the last 18 months we've seen it building, I certainly think we'll be in a much stronger fiscal position than we're in today. I also believe that we will have remembered and learned our lessons of the noughties, where people invested far too much of their disposable income in property, and in many cases the banks left themselves far too exposed to one sector. So the banks hopefully will have learned a few lessons and developed skill sets in other industries than just property. And from an employment point of view, I would hope that we're going to see an unemployment level which is down around the 4%, 5% mark. And that's only going to happen from the point of view of creating lots of small success stories, each one employing 10, 20, 30 people, maybe going to a couple of hundred like ourselves. But I would see that continuing and building to a point where Ireland has an even greater exposure to the open world economy and less of an exposure to its own domestic economy.